Hello and welcome to my podcast, Conversations with Cornelius, where I, Cornelius Patrick O'Sullivan, discuss, chat and hypothesize on all things from fatherhood, marriage, comedy and everything else in between. From time to time, there will be special guests, but mostly it's going to be me and some regular contributors, including my main squeeze, Noelle Patricia O'Sullivan, aka the wife. So sit back, relax and enjoy Conversations with Cornelius. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Conversations with Cornelius. I'm your host, Cornelius Patrick O'Sullivan.
That's much better this time.
Thank you very much. We tried to do an intro there and
You failed your own name, really.
I mispronounced my own name.
Yeah,
and
you stumbled.
I'm the first to admit it.
And
Conversational. I remember I'm conversational Cornelius.
Yeah, it didn't work.
It was silly, and it was. But at least this one was a lot more snappier. Bar the last 10 seconds or 20 seconds of.
Did you even finish the intro? No.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Conversations with Cornelius. I'm your host, Cornelius.
You're still going, though. Fair play. It's still going, still ongoing, is it?
This is technically still the intro.
And can people download these?
They can download them.
Very good.
Listen. Yeah,
Very
they
good,
can listen. They can listen both ears if they have.
That's amazing.
use
Yeah,
of them, you know.
It's like 3D sound.
Well, does 3D?
I think I was listening to a podcast and they said it was 3D sound. It sounded very cool. A lad there, he was very successful
Are you
podcaster.
listening to other fucking podcasts?
Load of them, yeah. I can't pronounce his name though.
Oh my god!
I think
I don't know how to feel about this. Well, I'll tell you how I feel, guys.
He's very successful though.
Who's very successful?
The lad.
What lad?
That Aaron fella.
Who's Aaron?
He's an American lad. He does every hair
from the Backstreet Boys. Aaron from the Backstreet Boys. Did he die?
Is he dead?
Well, I don't know. I'm asking you.
So let's ask
your friend.
If you're around, give us a sign. There you go now.
He's not dead. Where am I? Thanks for asking, my guy. I'm in the John Hume War Room. It is a Wednesday afternoon in the depths of winter. I have my drapes pulled. I have a light on in the corner of the room. My spider plant is flourishing. I am sitting in a very comfortable chair.
It's creaking. My chair is creaking.
Well, you've broken that fucking chair. Every time you come in here, there's a problem with that chair.
I like to lean back a little.
Well, I'm going to ask you, with respect, not to lean back on my chair. Okay.
Proper alignment, I guess.
Yeah. Keep your back straight, your shoulders.
Thank you, coach.
Back also. Your jaw.
I see my kettlebells I gave you. They're still in the same location.
They're in heavy use, man. They're in heavy use. Yeah.
I gave you those kettlebells
for a sketch.
Maybe 1 year ago.
I'd say close to 2.
2 years ago.
And I'll tell you this, that sketch is almost ready to be shot. You know?
Have you been practicing in the meantime, or even picked up the kettlebells, or even done anything?
How dare you?
Of course I have.
How dare you? They're on,
sabbatical.
We're in January, New Year's resolution time. That's big time on one of my resolutions.
To
start lifting those kettlebells.
Those kettlebells. Very good.
And it's on it. It's on the list. And you might say, all right, Cornelius, we're almost in the middle of January. Have you started that yet? And I would say to you,
do you know what? You shouldn't follow usual trends anyway. Who cares?
I'm not a trendsetter. I'm a trendsetter, not a trend follower. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like Jesus, Joshua. That's how you pronounce it by all accounts.
Joshua?
Yeah.
Who are we talking about
Jesus.
here? Joshua?
Well, Joshua's.
Jesus. That's what they call in Mexico.
Yeah.
There's actually people in Mexico called Jesus.
I know.
Yeah.
And we'd say they're called Jesus, but I'm saying the actual name, the actual pronunciation of Jesus is Joshua.
Joshua.
That's what they say.
Who said that?
I saw it on TikTok.
You saw it on TikTok?
I did.
So what have we been taught over the last fucking 39 years of my life? I'm still in my 30s, by the way. That his name is Jesus.
Clinging on.
Jesus or Jesus.
Jesus, Jesus in Mexico, but the actual proper pronunciation is Joshua.
Joshua. And his name is still spelled, how do you spell his name?
Well, I think Jesus is actually kind of an anglicized way of, I don't even...
Was it Sean in real life?
Shawnee? No, it wasn't. It was Joshua. Stop disrespecting the son of God.
The J-man.
All right, man.
Joshua.
Anything that's J related, I'm down with.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm in the John Hume War Room with today's guest. I may as well bring you on to the stage.
Wait, is this the main podcast or the silly one that nobody listens to? The Patreon one.
How dare you?
I'm still getting billed for that, by the way.
How dare you? And I'll tell you this now, right?
I'm too lazy.
People are going to go, oh, this guy comes on all the time and he's got the same jokes.
I'm just saying.
He's so boring, I'm going to turn it off.
I am merely asking.
I am merely telling you, you've got to come up with some new... If you want him to come back onto this podcast...
Maybe that's the plan.
then you have to come up with new content. It's the same fucking rhetoric.
I am merely...
Is anybody listening to you?
I'm merely asking.
Is there anybody?
Am I on the main one, or am I on the silly one?
I'm merely diverting the topic because I'm unsure yet.
Is that it?
I'll let you know at the end of the podcast.
So it's to be decided, depending on the quality.
Depending on the quality. And right now, it might just go straight into the trash. All right?
Have you done many...
yolks this Christmas? No.
Yeah.
I'm off the yolks. I'm off all the drugs.
Any trash podcast where you've dealt with someone and they've turned out to be utterly terrible and you were like, yeah, we'll put that on sometime, but you never did?
No.
Nobody?
I've never done that, no.
Oh, okay, fair.
I generally talk to people that I like.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Generally talk to people like friends and people that I like and people that I know.
Mm.
But I do think it might be interesting to talk to someone
that you don't like
about something that I disagree with.
Is there a show on TV3 now where I just seen a trailer? You're talking with the enemy is the name of it. So you're talking with a person who's a complete opposite opinion on something. Like George Hook was interviewing, I don't know, but he sat down having a dinner with somebody. So you kind of discuss your opinions. And
well, you and I wouldn't have the same opinion on everything. We wouldn't we could have we would on an awful lot of stuff.
Yeah. But I think they're polar opposite in some sort of...
polar opposite.
Yeah, in some sort of controversial opinion. And it's probably good for TV, isn't it?
I suppose it would be good. But, I don't know, do I have strong enough opinions on anything? Do
you
know what I mean?
Maybe you're neutral, maybe
I don't know, what, I suppose...
I'm sure,
even I'm a vegetarian, right? So,
Didn't you used to call into radio stations, though? You used to play a part, really. Am I right in saying that?
I used to what?
Do you know, the radio stations would call you, and you would offer an opinion.
Yeah.
And basically your opinion would just be a bit of crackly. Yeah,
they would. 96 FM used to ring me, and
you were a backup guy if you weren't.
They were like, we're talking about this. Do you have an opinion on it? And I'd be like, yeah, I do. But that's just because I wanted to get on the radio. And then I'd be like, okay, what are they talking about? Okay, which way am I leaning on this? Okay, let's go for the extreme version of it.
Would you just go play devil's advocate? So you'd be going the opposite of what everybody else is going for.
Well,
would you play the kind of bad way?
I was invited onto a lot of podcasts right during lockdown, okay, to give my opinion of because I'm an Everton football fan, and I would always just go on with the aim to ruffle the feathers of the Liverpool fan more than talk about my team. So I got just to be an antagonizer, and there is quite a lot of fun to be had at that.
I go on your page sometimes just to get a laugh, and there's always a few comments. A few people get tick, don't they? I think you said somebody get a life or something recently, or shut the fuck up or something like those lines. But they do take it harshly, don't they?
Yeah.
Like for me, football, I love sport, but I wouldn't get so offended by a person who's clearly messing.
But you see, someone like the master in Coleman or in primary school who taught both of us, right? He used to have a saying, right? And it's a great saying. Empty tin cans make the most noise.
It's true.
Right?
Yeah, it's true.
And Liverpool fans are fucking...
all of them, is it?
I am going to say that 95% of them are. So if anyone is listening to this podcast, and you're a Liverpool fan, you come up to me and you have a problem with me for saying that, you're one of the 5%, okay? So 95% of them, and that's a great way of getting out of any of the arguments, because they can't do maths. They think that's great.
They think that's
they're like, 95%, that's great, boy.
That's an A.
That's an A. It's my first day ever. But you know what I mean? I do enjoy the antagonism.
But I do have to say, I love scroll once a week.
Out, I'm on the thing there. Skedaddle. Close that door.
It's okay, well, you're a young fella.
That was my young fella coming in there, interjecting as we're trying to do this professional podcast.
I like the wave, though. He was very kind of sociable being. You were like that, though, always, weren't you? You were well able to schmooze and fucking...
A schmoozer?
Yeah, even at that young age. I know if I was that age, I would just, I would have...
You were just a grumpy motherfucker.
I was very grumpy, yeah. I couldn't have... Like what he did there, smile and wave. That's good, like. Yeah,
I think my natural disposition was kind of happy, even though I would be a pessimist. I'd be smiley and sociable, but I'd still be like, yeah, the world is going to end. Do you know what I mean?
Was that you? Was it?
I'm like, yeah, things are fucked. Do you know? But let's have a fucking game of football.
You always struck me as a jovial character. No, you're a good few years older than me, so
I'd be a year or two. You're in your early 40s now, aren't you?
I just said 39, Cornelius. You said I was clinging on to my 30s, but
late 30s, early 40s, man. That's what that's categorized as. Late 30s, early 40s.
Well, you said 30,
and
39.
I'm fucking there as well. Early 40s.
You're 45.
Early
so
40s.
You were in, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah.
You were in 6th class and I was in 1st class or something.
Early 40s.
Yeah.
Your early 40s,
Bit of a
same
downer.
age, I suppose. Really, if you fucking, and again, we're going over the same fucking stuff.
No, I can't.
Like, do you know what I mean?
That was your fault.
Like, I'm trying to tell. The weather outside is dull and wet.
So this is
and
the
grey.
material, is it? To go on about the weather.
Well, I'm trying to paint a picture for the people, right? Because there's people in America, a lot of people in the States, in the Boston area.
They're suffering from blizzards, aren't they? And
Are they? Tell me all about their weather.
they have bad weather, blizzards, snowstorms.
It's actually not that bad over here compared to that. So.
No, so like you're going to build this
But that's
up.
their decision to live there. It's not our decision, like.
Yeah.
Fuck those
It could
guys,
be just a lot of deaths there, wasn't there?
Where?
In the States.
Why?
Just because of the weather.
Was there?
There was, yeah.
I didn't see that.
Over the last couple of weeks, yeah.
Oh, right. Well, I'm not laughing at anybody who's died now because of bad weather. But like, I'm just kind of, I'm like, I don't watch the news that much. Do you watch the news?
No, not really. No,
No. I don't like. Sometimes I kind of go through a phase where I'll watch the news for about a month and a half, and then I'll get so down by the depressing nature of the planet or what's been showed to us.
Yeah.
It'll actually affects my mood that I'll go, nah, that's it. I'm not watching the news anymore. I won't even read any news articles. I'll just literally use my social media for social media.
Yeah.
And then I'll find myself, this is the same with alcohol with me as well. Then I'll find myself slowly becoming happier. And then I get to the stage where I'm like, oh, it's pretty good. I wonder what's on the news. And then I'm back into that fucking cycle again.
It's never good, innit? It's always bad stories.
It's always bad.
Yeah.
But like, sensation, we were talking about it there, like people love to watch the world burn.
A little bit, yeah. But I like the movies I like are fucking happy-go-lucky, romantic comedies, Hugh Grant sort of esque type things. I think a lot of people
Do you like Hugh
happy
Grant movies?
I do, yeah. Love Actually, classic. About a Boy, classic.
About a Boy is good, yeah.
It is actually very good,
Love
yeah.
Actually.
What was the other one?
I don't think Love Actually is good.
Notting Hill.
Notting Hill's good, yeah.
Yeah, you don't like Love Actually?
Yeah, it's alright, like, it's a bit fucking thrown. It's a bit like Curtis, what's your man who wrote all those?
Oh, yeah. Is he still alive, that lad?
Is he in who?
Is he still alive? Is he alive?
Curtis John Curtis.
Yeah, I know the fella. I think he's dead. He mightn't be dead, though.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people dead now, man.
There is, yeah.
You know
There
what
was
I
one character in Love Actually died. He played Snape in Harry Potter.
Do you know what I look at? Right, this podcast is 11 minutes old, right? Someone has died every minute of the last 11 minutes on this globe while we've been talking.
There's surely more than one. There's
Sure.
only 11 deaths.
That's only 11 deaths. Yeah.
There's surely
Well, like,
that wasn't the
like I didn't
the
say I was
fucking
good at maths,
jaw-dropping
man. Okay.
fact that we were looking for.
You know, I didn't say like when it comes to maths, I'm very Liverpudlian. Okay.
Liverpool.
But yeah,
Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant, Notting Hill. I like Notting Hill, but you know what? It kind of Four Weddings and a Funeral is decent.
That's good, yeah. I know what you mean by some of the movies are just overly kind of sentimental to play on or usual.
One of the soppiest lines in Four Weddings and a Funeral. Do you remember that when Hugh Grant, and what's the girl's name? Carrie, I think, or what's her name? She was like
Maureen?
terrible actress anyway. Like, I always thought she was a terrible actress. I'm going to just Google it here now. Not that saying that Hugh Grant now was a great actor either, like, you know.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He plays his part well, yeah.
Four Weddings, W-E.
You could just typed in 4.
Well, it wouldn't have
Get
brought
you there.
Andy McDowell.
Oh, I thought she was pretty good.
Well, she's got a line in that where they're shifting at the end. They're having a big kiss.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, it's raining. And she goes, it's raining? I hadn't noticed. And it's pissing down on top of them, like, you know, that she's so overcome with the joys of love that even the
Were you ever not that way, Cornelius?
Well, I always was aware of the elements.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. You know, I was
You're
lobbing, I'm enjoying this shift. Will we take it inside? And we might get a bit of an old handy shandy going as well.
And there we are. 13 minutes in.
Well, do you know what? I mean, if you want
going.
something yourself, then as well you can say it to me. And sure, look, if you're game, I'm game. Whatever.
That's. Yeah, that's nice. Old romantic conquest, very nice.
Yeah. What was your first shift? And not your Uncle Finbar now. I'm talking about your first romantic
Remember
shift.
we had a joke about that actually. I was in school maybe 16, 17, behind the lane. In the academy.
In the academy. Can you remember what the girl's name was?
Her name was Elaine.
Elaine. Down the lane with Elaine.
Yeah. What were your first shift?
God.
I remember, were you like a local Romeo? I remember before, I was I was way younger than you, and I'd see you chatting up some girl, and you were laughing away, you putting the words on her. I still remember, and thinking to myself, he's no hope.
I would
And a
have
few of us
fancied
there were
myself
laughing.
as a bit of a Romeo, but I would have been like a romantic Romeo. Like I'd be like, sure, if you don't want to meet tonight, maybe we'll meet at the weekend. And I'd be like, oh, she's definitely going to want to meet at the weekend.
Yeah.
And then I might be at the disco and I might see that person that I thought was going to be waiting for me shifting someone else, and my heart would be broken. So I was kind of one of those guys, you know. But like,
no, we could tell even back then where I didn't really have a clue about the birds and the bees, but I knew we were kind of hopeless.
I wasn't great with I was not great with the girls. No, I definitely wasn't. I was like, I got my fair share of shifts now.
Yeah.
Like, you know, at the disco.
I mean, you'd have the gift of the gob, surely.
The gift of the gob.
Yeah, the gob. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I was very nervous. I'd have to get very drunk to talk to women. Like, you know.
Oh, is that the way?
Like, yeah, I like very drunk, and then sure, when you're drunk, then you're useless. Like, you don't know what you're doing. Like, you're fucking, like, just falling asleep. You know,
very carefree though.
Getting chips.
I never got drunk. The room was spinning once, but that was as far as I got.
You don't drink alcohol?
No, I don't drink alcohol at all. No. So
you're not missing much, man.
I missed out on all that. So that kind of phase where you go, kind of.
So you had to be cold so sober every time you talked to a woman.
Yeah, that's why. Like all my dates were always in restaurants, even when I was 15. I used to go to the Kentucky and they'll start us out with a table, 2 chairs.
The Kentucky.
Yeah.
Table and 2 chairs.
Table, 2 chairs. I mean, Luigi, sort me over there with that, please, if you don't mind. His name was probably Luigi.
All right, that's racist.
Look, I'm only playing the odds, percentages.
I suppose. Yeah, it's still racist though, man.
I mean, it's quite likely. Like.
But like, so your first shift, I can't remember when my first shift was. I'm trying to think. Like, I remember growing up on our road, Nessa Carney. I shifted Nessa Carney. Also shifted Grania O'Keefe.
I know Grania.
Yeah. Yeah, but like, I don't think they even, I remember, like, they were all innocent. They weren't really proper shifts either, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I might have been in secondary school, maybe in first year or something like that. I remember my first girlfriend in secondary school, all right. I got going with her 2 days before the end of the summer or before the start of the summer holidays, and we never broke it off, do you know? And then I remember coming back after the summer holidays.
And she was over you.
And a fella in third year came up to me and he said, yeah, I'm her boyfriend now. That's all off. All right. And I was like, yeah, Grant Simon was his name. He was a huge fella. And I was like, yeah, no bother. And again, devastated, man. Like, I mean, like, there should have been a movie written about that.
It's like out of an American fucking high school type thing.
It's like, what's the name of
did he play fucking American football or basketball? Was he a jock?
He was just huge. Who wrote this? I'm trying to find out who wrote this. Who wrote that bloody fucking 4 Weddings and a Funeral, lads?
Yeah, I know the fella you're on about. I don't know what he right there. Is it
Curtis Jones or something, or Curtis?
No, his surname is Curtis, isn't it?
Is it? Written by Richard Curtis.
There we are, Richard Curtis. Good old Richie, yeah.
Richie Curtis, by. Yeah, if he got wind of that whole tale there about going out with that girl 2 days before the summer holidays,
he would have thrown on some sappy romantic music.
The smile on your face, let me know that you need.
Who would play you? Probably Danny DeVito or something.
Who would play me?
Danny DeVito?
No, first of all, too small, bald, way older than me. Let's be realistic about this now. Who would play me? Brad Pitt can't do an Irish accent.
Mario Brothers is coming out soon, so whoever is going to play Mario.
No, again, moustache. I don't have a moustache.
Moustache, yeah.
And Brad Pitt's probably too good looking. Clooney is a bit too old. Yeah, should look this and be along that ilk anyway. Be along that ilk. Trending topics
we're going to go
Cornelius Patrick O'Sullivan. Did I bring you onto the stage?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage.
Very rude.
Your friend and mine, the Mind Guy, a.k.a. Peter Carroll. Trending topics with Cornelius Patrick O'Sullivan. Hashtag Enoch Burke.
Yeah, no, I don't know a whole pile about this lad, but am I right in saying this fella, he had some sort of issue with pronouns or calling people he or she or something?
Yes.
And there was a dispute. And he was asked to leave the school. Am I right in saying that?
Yes.
But he didn't want to leave the school, or kept coming back to the school even when he was suspended.
Yes.
And eventually he was thrown into prison, and then released. But I think he made an appearance at the school once again.
Correct.
Thank you very much.
100% correct.
Yes.
10 out of 10.
Is he an odd-looking fella, though?
He's a weird-looking fella.
Yeah.
and he has his morals. He has. So basically, one of his students wanted their pronouns to be they, them. Right now, this is touchy ground, and I will state from before we get going, I am not that educated to speak on this particular topic.
I haven't a clue either.
I don't know what I don't. All I do, and you know my feelings on this. I believe people can be whoever they want to be, and I think you should respect that. They're my feelings on it, right? But what this guy did, he's a teacher in the school, one of his students. But I also believe in free speech and the right to have your opinion on things.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And I do believe.
If you disagree with something, you should be allowed to say it.
You should be allowed to say it, yeah. But then, so the story with him is he's a school teacher. One of his students wanted their pronouns to be they, them.
They, them.
I don't even know what the biological sex of that person is, if it was male or female. I don't even know. But he wanted to. He refused to do that, and he was suspended by the school and told not to come to school again. He was in jail for over 100 days and was released recently, and then was gone back to the school this week, and he's suspended from the school on full pay. Like,
why?
I'm like,
that's the dream, isn't it?
That's the dream.
What is he doing?
You're getting full pay.
Why
just go, oh yeah, I don't agree with that. So, and how long more am I allowed to have this? Yeah, another couple of months, I'll take it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That's the angle I'd be looking at. He's like, but he's trying to go back to work. What kind of a fucking square is he? He looks weird, and he's a square. He's getting paid money.
Are his family well known?
I don't know.
No, it's just that he was seen to be known beforehand, or his family seemed to be known beforehand.
I may as well check that.
Maybe I'm wrong about that. I'm not sure. Or they're kind of a rich type family or something. But yeah, I don't know. I think I don't know the situation, whatever. Like, but that sounds a bit mental to keep going back to a place like where you're not wanted. So why would you bother? Full pay.
Full pay.
Put the feet up. Watch Judge Judy.
Oh, 1 second now. So the family are evangelic Christians and consists of parents Martina and Sean Burke. This is all information now on the internet, right? So they have 10 children, all of whom are biblical names: Armani, Jemaniah, and Enoch. Have been involved in the legal dispute in their professional lives. A frequent subject of their protests is the LGBT community in Ireland. Well, like, they just sound like dickheads.
Yeah, probably are.
To be honest now. They're religious zealots. Let people be who they fucking want to be, like.
Isn't it funny where a lot of times it's the overly religious people are the type of people that really kind of double down in their beliefs and force things on people, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it though?
It is.
It's always them.
Like who cares? Like,
yeah, exactly. If you want,
who fucking cares? Let the person be who they want to be. What difference does it make to his life?
I don't know.
You have your beliefs. Your beliefs are still your beliefs.
Yeah, yeah.
Have your beliefs. You know, nobody knows. This is the thing. Nobody fucking knows what is what. Like, nobody knows if your beliefs are like.
Oh, yeah,
you could believe
in
holy God.
Yeah.
God, creator of created the world in 7 days. You could believe that.
Or the spaghetti monster, yeah.
Or the fucking spaghetti monster.
Yeah.
And they're as likely as any other theory.
As the rest of them.
Because there's no fucking proof. So just let people be who they want to be. Enoch Burke, you fucking goal. We'll move on from that. Hashtag the Banshee of Inisherin.
I've seen the movie, liked the movie. There was a group of geriatrics there watching when I was there. Geriatrics, just old people. Like.
Yeah, you can't.
They were lovely people.
You really should have just led with that. I watched it with a group of lovely elderly people. Geriatric people, that's just like, you're going to be cancelled, man.
From what? I do not.
But that's true. You like if you were, you.
Oh, if it was high profile.
Yeah, you'd be gone.
No, I like old people. My grandmother was old once.
Yeah,
she's dead now. So that's a shame. Yeah, poor granny. We mentioned her a lot in the show, actually. Yeah. And it was good, yeah. Now people are just going, I think afterwards people are building up. It was good, right? But I think it's been really kind of overly hyped, I think, you know, and people are saying, oh, it's just links to this, to the war, and this, and the Civil War, and this and that. But I think people are just told that afterwards, and then they go, oh, yeah, remember, you know.
I watched it only about 3 nights ago. It's on Disney.
Yeah.
We've got the Disney thing there. Myself and Noel sat down and watched it. I thought it was too long. I'm going to be honest now. I thought it was okay. I thought it was too long. I might have been a bit tired when I was watching it as well.
What time did you watch it?
Watched it maybe at around 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, that's not a bad time.
But I was like, I had been working all weekend, and you know, I was just a little bit tired. So like, I thought it was okay. I thought
it's just hyped, like it's hyped a lot.
Like, I probably will watch it again. I probably have to watch it again. I thought Colin, like, I don't want to give any spoilers and stuff like that. Like, I would say it's definitely worth watching. But like yourself, I'm like, it's got nominated for all these BAFTAs and or Golden Globes and stuff like that. I'm like, really?
Yeah, I just think people like to feel clever, so they're giving meaning to the movie that they potentially didn't see when they watched it.
What are people saying about it?
I don't want to give away too much, but we say there's links to the Civil War.
Are we talking about the
dialogue and the stuff that's happening,
and you can hear the echoes of gunshot on the mainland,
and the colouring of the letterbox and this and that, and the turning of the tide of the Civil War by what's happening within the movie and the dialogue between the characters are symbolising what's the story with the war. But like I said, I don't want to give away too much, but I think a lot of people are just, they hear it afterwards and then they repeat it and they say how much they love it.
Like I could definitely see like homage to the Civil War or fucking little trinkets that are suggesting that there was war in the mainland and there was like and there was like this is all set on an island and like the island itself was fucking weird, man. Like, do you know what I found was very interesting is like, I'm not giving away any spoilers here, but like in the pub, the publican is one of the Unbelievables. And one of the main customers then is the other one of the Unbelievables. The two of them were there. I found it.
That was pretty cool.
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. I was like, it was nice seeing them on screen. Tom and John, the Unbelievables. How you doing? Pat Short and John Kenny. So like that, and I love the Irish aspect of it.
The scenery was beautiful.
The scenery is beautiful, and myself and Noel were like fascinated with the because this was set. Presumably, if it's Civil War, you're talking the early 1920s. So you're talking 100 years ago, almost to the day, almost to the time, actually. So I think Civil War was like 21 to 24. So it's like 100. So it's a snapshot in time, and it was very interesting from that point of view to see where we are now. Like myself and Noel sitting inside in a room with this big massive screen projecting images of what that life was like there, and us being able to pause it while we go in and get our microwave popcorn.
Popcorn?
Lit the house lit with electricity. Back then, like, they were lighting candles and
no popcorn.
Like even the beer inside in the pub, like there was no like it was all coming out of it was interesting. But I don't know. Is it worth Golden Globes, man?
Probably just overly hyped a little bit. But then again, they said the acting was amazing, dialogue was amazing. But then, I don't know, it was good. I liked it. I actually enjoyed it when I watched it. But I think maybe sometimes I get annoyed when it's overly hyped. And built into something that it probably wasn't. And it's a cool thing to like. But maybe that's on me. That I kind of turn my back on.
Oh, would you give it out of 10?
10, loved it, man. There was a load of stuff with the Civil War and I thought it linked in beautifully. I give it you know what, when I was there watching with Clown the movies, and in fairness there was a lot of older generation, I could tell they loved it and I kind of liked it as well, so I say I give it about 7.5 to an 8.
7.5/8.
Yeah, it was just in the right setting for me.
We go 7.8 just to give it a
7.8. Just because I was in the cinema, I don't know if I liked it and it was quiet and it was just if I watched it at home, I don't know would I give it that much.
Whereas I'm at a 6 at the moment, but I think
you were tired.
I think I was tired, and I think like you're talking about dialogue there, and some of the dialogue did dance along nicely. All right.
Yeah.
I would like to go back and re-listen to it.
They were saying some of the words they were completely out of place at the time, but I can't remember which words, so I'll have to go back and watch it again. But actually, I won't. I'll never watch it again.
Hashtag the Bible.
This pops up every time I'm here. The Bible.
The Bible is trending, man.
All the time.
Do you need me to show it to you?
I know. I believe
it's a popular book. Like, do you know
what
I mean?
What can we say about the Bible? Why is
it's probably trending because of Enoch Burke. Now that I think about it,
is this trending in Ireland?
These are Irish trending stuff. Like
on Twitter.
On
Twitter. Yeah, I don't really use Twitter. Hope I. There was a brilliant thread actually I found on Reddit linked to a Twitter account. I think there's a lad, an author that wrote a book called "Did You Hear Mammy's Dead?" And it's supposed to be an amazing, funny book, beautiful book. But he had a thread on Twitter as well. I must try and link you to it later. But no, in terms of the Bible, and I don't know, I can't see why the Bible would be linked.
Have you ever read the Bible?
Cover to cover?
Any part of it?
No, well, tiny bits of it. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, probably forced in school, but never in my own time.
Do you know? Did you Old or New Testament? Do you know the difference between Old and New Testament? You do, don't you?
Yeah, just the words.
One is old and the other one is new.
Yeah.
But do you know anything about the Bible?
Not a hope. Is the Old Testament before Jesus? Is it? Or
yeah,
and the new one, that was just speculation on my part there. I know bits and pieces. Jesus, he fucking
and like
he nailed himself to the cross.
BC is like before Christ, and AD is Anno Domini or something like that. But like
they've changed it now, though, haven't
they? The early Bible, the book 1 or whatever it's called, Genesis, I think it's called, is really Like that's where they're like saying God created the earth in 7 days.
Yeah.
Moses.
I thought you were going to say
parted the sea.
hilarious.
Like there's some fucking mad stories in it, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, like it's actually, and they're like, and this is why you must never do this, you know, or
Yeah.
if you do, you must take the eye of a child and shove it up your hole. Like they've like,
Bit dated, so is
you'll
it?
have 15 years of bad luck. It's like it's very, and it's hard to read. It's like old, like
Old English, yeah.
Old
Should you ever
English.
even reading the Lord of the Rings? It's still...
it's kind of like that. But I think if they made a fucking movie out of it, man, it would be great.
They have, though. Ridley Scott has sure done some sort of movie with the Bible.
With the Bible.
I know they did something with Jesus, Passion of the Christ, with
Oh, that was with your
that
man.
was his, yeah.
The fucking...
That wasn't Mel
wasn't it?
Gibson, was it?
Mel Gibson. Was
Did he
that?
direct
Oh, no,
it?
that was... The Passion, he directed it, Chad.
He directed it, yeah. Jesus carrying the cross. I never watched it.
Like...
I just can't watch. I know exactly what it is.
Yeshua, I think is...
Sorry, Yeshua.
Get
Yeah.
it right, man.
Yeshua.
It's Yeshua.
Well, where
But
did you hear this?
This is back fucking, I suppose, around just after BC. But the book of Genesis is like Adam and Eve and like...
Can you imagine if there's a religious scholar listening to the two of us? Yeshua, Jesus, Jesus.
It's
is it?
Joshua.
Do you
Get
know
it
what
right.
BC stands for? No, this is good
John.
stuff.
Call it. All right, okay. That concludes trending topics with Cornelius Patrick O'Sullivan. This week, ladies and gentlemen, I got onto the mind guy. I said, "Listen, would you want to do a podcast?" He said, "Yeah, you can count me down." I said, "Look, I want you." He's frantically now trying to open his.
No, I tell you what. I was asked to look at get interesting facts about winter. Now I'm going to just kind of cross you there.
Well, I'm trying to tell people what is this week's topic
That's
is
about
winter. Winter.
Sorry, did I ruin the build-up?
So, what does winter mean to you, mind guy?
No, I'll be honest with you. I was looking at topics for winter, and I came across Japan, and I'm really interested in Japan. So I got 15 interesting fun facts about Japan.
All right.
Okay, first one. The oldest company in the world is in Japan.
1 second now. What's that got to do with winter?
I don't know why. I just said I came across it by accident. I thought you might enjoy it.
The oldest company in the world is in Japan. Is
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Was it set up in the middle of the winter or something?
It was established in the winter of 578, December
How
time.
old is it? How old is that company?
Jeez, that's a lot. That's 1,500 years old now.
What do they do?
Well, less than. I tell you now, it's specialised in construction of temples and shrines.
And they're 1,500 years old.
Yeah,
Because-
they're thereabouts, yeah.
Right. Okay.
So that's nice. Do you want to hit me with anything in terms of winter?
Give me another one of those facts.
Okay, no, the Japanese live almost the longest. Almost in brackets, I thought. Okay, let's have a look. Second only to Hong Kong, but Hong Kong is already a small little nation. They're having awful trouble with China. The life expectancy in Japan is, guess what? If you were to hazard a guess. what's it?
84.
Did you look at it?
No.
That's right, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well,
Fuck.
sure, listen.
84, which in 3
What
years
can I say?
higher
I'm
than the
just
United
good at life
Kingdom.
expectancy questions. Yeah.
Okay.
Is it 84?
It's actually 84, yeah.
That's probably their fish diet.
Well, actually, there's the dieting here as
And
well.
they do
Yeah.
a lot of exercise. They do a lot of movement.
I'll tell you now, nearly half the zippers worldwide are made in Japan.
Half the what?
The zippers.
I don't know what a zipper is.
It's on your pants, pair of jeans. Zip.
Oh, zippers.
Yeah, zippers.
Okay. All right. I thought you said... All right. Doesn't matter.
And now, if you get this right, I would actually give you €200.
Okay.
Japanese melons cost you how much?
Japanese what?
Melons cost you how much?
A Japanese melon.
A melon, yeah, the fruit, like, it costs
Like-
you over this amount.
I'm going to say $10.
I gave you a clue earlier, it was actually €200. So,
All right.
yeah, it's kind of in the square. It's actually beautiful.
1 second now. So if I brought over a bunch of melons
Yeah.
over to Japan,
It'd be hard to get them in, wouldn't it?
why? Fly them in on a plane?
Yeah,
Get
but
a plane.
you'd be stopped at the border, wouldn't you?
Are they not
Carrying
allowed in?
fruit, like.
This fucking podcast has got nothing to do with winter.
I think it's the coldest, one of the coldest, snowiest. Is that a word? Snowiest
Well, you were
cities
saying it.
in the world.
What
in
is?
Japan?
Japan is one.
northern Japan.
Northern Japan
Yeah.
is one of the snowiest.
Well,
Has one of
there's a
those-
city there that I couldn't pronounce.
Okay. All right.
Happy?
What does no? Not at all. What does winter mean to you?
A
my
lot,
guy?
yeah.
When you think of winter, what do you think of?
I suppose death.
Do you?
Yeah, nature dying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gone, finished, finitoed. No, I do. I like winter.
Do you
Winter's-
like
I think there's a big build up to winter, right? And I think I think it's nice because you get to relive memories with your family, don't you? And then you get to think back in the past to what you did before. Maybe throughout the year you don't tend to reflect on certain things. You don't.
I think November for me is a very reflective month. Yeah. Then December is kind of okay, winding down. you kind of wind down for the back end, you know. But you're usually quite. I'm busy at the start of December, and then you're winding down, and then you're just kind of in slow motion for a couple of days.
Yeah.
And then January, you reboot, and you're like, right, okay, what the fuck am I going to do now? You know?
Yeah.
That's how it goes for me anyway. It's definitely I definitely am reflective in November.
You do. I get more sentimental, I suppose. You do think of the past, don't you, a bit more, how you celebrated when you were younger. How
Are you sentimental?
I'll be a lot of people, my McLeod never thinks I have any emotions.
Yeah.
I do actually have a lot of emotions
I wouldn't
pent
think
up
you have
inside her, no, I do, yeah. And you think of, I suppose, how things were and where things are now and how things are going. People changing. You sure you know yourself?
The metamorphosis of life.
Of life, yeah. It's funny because, geez, you see some neighbours, I haven't seen them in ages, and you see them, you think, geez, yeah, life does, time does move on, doesn't it?
Yeah, man.
Ticks away nicely.
The body is only a vessel.
And I'm wondering, I wonder when you're old, are you really excited to die?
I'm excited to die.
Yeah, and to wonder what's next.
Yeah.
But then if there's nothing, it doesn't matter because
you won't know.
You won't know. So what's the big deal?
Yeah.
But that's why I think maybe that's why it's rougher and it's easier to die, isn't it?
Yeah.
Than to left behind.
I don't think I'll ever want to cling on. Like if I'm dying, if I'm on the way out, I won't be like, no, give me another fucking 2 weeks. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'll be like, all right, go on, I'll drive on there. So.
I think so. Yeah, I think
even if I died tomorrow, I'd be.
You're quite old. I mean, you lived a good life.
Well, I'm early 40s like yourself, and.
What are you actually?
Huh?
What would you be? Because early 40s be 40, 41, 42, and if I were to really pushed, I might say 43.
Like the next time I ask you to come onto a podcast and I say, look, we're going to talk about winter, and you start spouting Japanese facts.
I thought I can't. With the best intentions, Cornelius. I went to this Google thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I freaking.
The road to hell
is through Google.
Paved with good intentions. All right. And now I don't know if that's actually true because we don't know if there's a hell. Some people say that this planet is hell. Some people say that we are living in hell. This is actually
really
hell.
What if you're like a multi-millionaire footballer who gets all the plaudits and accolades, and you live in freaking
Gylfi Sigurdsson?
Sorry, who? What?
He was a multi-million footballer who had it all, and now he's at the very, very bottom of the fucking pile, living in a hell. I can't really say what he did now, but he was like fucking accused of doing something fairly bad.
What's his name?
Gylfi Sigurdsson.
Is he Icelandic?
Icelandic, yeah.
Oh, I did a fear. I was talking when I was in Iceland. I was talking to a taxi driver, and apparently, the national team aren't liked. Yeah. You'd
be thinking money will make you happy, but I actually don't think money makes. What makes me happy is obviously if I have a fucking ton of money in my account, I'm like, oh, this is great. I can pay for stuff.
Money gives you time.
You know, it buys you experiences. But like the best time that I have every day is
counting your money.
Counting my money. Yeah.
Big.
Yeah.
That's what you know.
That's it. I only have €2.
That's not bad.
Is playing fucking battles with the boys.
Yeah.
Having the crack with the boys.
Yeah.
Honestly, stupid stuff like taking them to school, collecting from school, listening to them going on about. Like Hunter at the moment now, his speech is really developing, and myself and Noel.
I heard there he was.
Well, we get joy out of seeing them develop. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not making any money from that. Like, I know you need money. You need money definitely, but I'm just saying I don't think it's necessarily something that gives you happiness.
No, it doesn't necessarily give you happiness, but gives you more opportunity to be happy. Wouldn't you rather be miserable in a mansion than miserable in a fucking hole in the ground?
I'd rather be very happy in a 3-bedroom semi-detached.
Yeah.
Or like you'd often see even out in Africa, like when they're going out bringing aid in you know, like the children are always smiling and very happy. They don't have a care in the world, but then are all children like that then? Aren't they?
They probably are. They don't know any better.
They don't know
They're
any
happy.
better, yeah.
You always see them with the round thing, with the stick running around.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
I remember when we were younger, we used to make games out of everything, anything. Do kids still have the same imagination?
I don't think they use their imagination as much as we use their imagination, or else they use it differently. Because like for us, there was a lot of boredom as well, like because there was nothing to do. Like
there was,
know?
There was, but it forced you to meet friends and to go on adventures and to be happy out of ditches in random parts of the village.
Yeah, and that was brilliant. That was brilliant. And I don't know, do kids do that as much nowadays? Because, for example,
your socialising can be done indoors. True.
Well, I just look at it like when I was 10 or 11, like on a, you know, you could just get up and go out and be out all day. And you could be I remember there were times where there'd be like 6 or 7 of us on the road and we'd be building a camp.
Yeah, there you
go.
You know,
up about 5 fields up behind someone's house.
Bales of hay and all sorts.
Yeah, making camps, and then we'd be making bows and arrows and
Yeah.
swords and stuff like that. But nowadays, there's not much of an incentive to do that. If you can log on
Exactly.
and play FIFA, which is unbelievable, we're going to be playing after
Yeah, I
this,
brought my controller.
and play a game that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
As opposed to going out in the rain
Yeah.
and trying to make a
You're right, though.
camp.
You are using your imagination in different ways, but it's just a shame, I suppose, you're not, creating the scenarios in your own mind, which is probably healthier and probably in the long run than just solely surviving on PlayStation. But who knows? PlayStation's a good crack in it.
I love it. I love it.
Sure, we're going to play it, like you said.
So we're in January. So this is like we're in the depths of winter. I'm going to try and for the sake of the poor podcasters who are
Are you still going to team this as winter?
Well, for the sake of the poor podcasters who are coming on here looking for great content, they're like, this guy's coming on regurgitating all the. Now he hasn't even anything fucking.
You could say it was Japanese winter in Japan. That's how you should pin it.
Right. Okay.
Winter in Japan.
Do you? I know you're into health and fitness, and you're going back to college now. Actually, studying strength and conditioning. You're telling me you're doing a master. Eventually, going to be doing a master's. In it,
Yeah. Yes. I'm doing bachelor's. Yeah.
A bachelor's at the
And
moment.
onto the masters. Yeah.
And then onto a master's. So, my question is, New Year's resolutions or resolutions in general or goal setting.
Yeah.
Do you do that? Do
Yeah.
you find it? Do you do it? Do you do it first?
Goal setting. New Year's resolutions. I don't really buy into it. I don't really buy into it. No. I think start now when you're thinking about in November. Do it then.
Yeah.
As opposed to putting it off. But each their own. It's nice if you what about yourself before I go into my fucking nonsense?
No, I want to know.
I don't know. I think if you're waiting on January the first pop around, I think more than likely you'll just fall off the wheel and fall off the wagon, won't you?
Well, I suppose more in general, the question is more, do you believe, so that's, it's just, we're in January, people talk about resolutions now. A lot of people who are making resolutions, I'm going to go on a diet, in 4 weeks' time are going to be off that diet. There is the fad of January at that, but I'm talking more broadly, goal settings. This time, because we were talking, I reflect usually in November, I relax in December, the back end of December, and then I kind of set targets and goals in January and try and work towards them throughout the year.
Well, you're right. I know what you mean. Yeah, it's very good to set small goals so you can take them off the line rather than going from A to B. You need little goals on the way so you can always mark things off. I think that's common sense, though, isn't it? But
I don't know, do you do it? I'm asking you, do you do it? Some people don't do it. I do it, but I'm not saying it's the right way to do it. I still think you're a very successful human. You might tell me I don't do it. I just do it naturally. I don't.
Yeah, in terms of training my body, I just do it naturally. I feel the need to train, to study. I feel the need. I'm studying this at the moment because I want to, I suppose, impart knowledge to people and help them out if they're in need for some advice in regards to whatever, the strength and conditioning or injuries or whatnot. Do I set goals for myself? I suppose I've nothing pinned down. Maybe it could be a good thing. A lot of people are doing vision boards and stuff. I think that could be a really good thing because you can hone in on one specific aspect that you really need to, that'll, I suppose, focus your mind onto that thing that'll make you happy, something to attain towards or something to move towards. I think that could be a very, very good thing, very, very beneficial.
Do you use vision boards?
I've never used one, but I know people who've had used them, and I think they could be really, really strong, and I think they could really focus your mind and harness your power towards that one goal. I think there's huge. But we're in the world, we're constantly distracted, aren't we? So we could have something that could really make us happy, and it's not just reaching the goal. Like we always say, it's a journey towards the goal, and that journey could be so beneficial towards your own growth. But if it's always kind of floating around your mind, and if it's not in the, you can't always have it in the forefront of your mind, but if it's not there periodically, at least, then it's very hard to find that happiness because you're just floating about day by day and searching for something that you probably have in your mind anyway, but you're just too busy searching and being too busy being distracted to actually to hone in on it, So I think whatever method you have, do you use vision boards?
I have a vision board.
Yeah.
It's actually out in the shed at the moment because I was using it for a sketch there before Christmas. But what I had on it there last year came to fruition around August, and I usually just have it up there behind me on the mantle up here, and it's just whatever it is. I don't know what I have on it for this year. I have undecided yet.
Yeah.
But I will hone in on it. With regards resolutions or goal setting, I fucking love it, man. I eat it for breakfast. I think for me personally, like I find I'm easily distracted, right? I'm very easily distracted. So if I don't have something to go for, I could just aimlessly lose weeks of my life. Easily lose weeks of my life. And then I look back with, even though I'll have enjoyed those weeks being aimless, don't get me wrong, like, but I'll have, collecting the kids, playing with the kids, playing a bit of FIFA, just doing my gigs without trying to push myself forward. Do you know what I mean? And like sometimes it's fine to be living aimlessly, and you don't always have to push yourself forward. But I like the challenge of life and going to places and achieving little goals along the way, and then looking back, as we were talking about the journey, even our adventures with Supernatural Brothers back in the day. I mean, they were some of the best times of my life, man. We're in the cars with you, fucking getting chips with you after gigs, regurgitating the gigs, dissecting the gigs afterwards, planning fucking where we're going to do next, what are we going to do, getting posters made, hanging up posters, posting online, off again, tours and fucking over in Scandinavia, all this kind of shit. There were some best, like, I made fuck all money doing that.
Yeah.
You made fuck all money doing that. Like, we at best broke even on...
A picture came up recently where we're two of us almost, I was going to say balls naked, but we're wearing underwear.
Just underpants in Cork City.
Yeah.
Great days, Pete.
Yeah, they were
like
very
great days. And there's, like, I want more of those great days.
Yeah.
In all aspects of my life. And how I get those days is by setting goals, because I set targets on the goals. Like, I want to do a big show next year, or this year in a big venue in Cork. Like, that's been a long-term project of mine. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
When I've that done, I'm going to set it fucking bigger. I'm going to set a bigger goal. And then,
But that's the thing, though. It's always push you on moving forward, isn't it? And not staying static and just being...
Moving
just
towards
living.
something is always good. It's like when we had Mind Games, that show, and we booked Mallow inside, and we booked, what's the name of that venue? The Lodge, is it?
Yeah.
120 or 30 seater. And we were just like, we did 2 nights, and we did 2
Yeah.
nights for the thing. And we just, like, we had a goal for it. And, like, I remember just rehearsing and feeling the energy from it and feeling alive, I suppose. Do you know what I mean? So, like, I think... resolutions get a bad rap because diet companies are trying to sell stuff.
Yeah.
But I think by and fucking large, setting goals.
But setting goals, but I think just waiting for a specific time is silly. I think
that's probably right.
If you have a goal in mind, just do it. Do it tomorrow. Just do it. Do it now.
Just do it tomorrow. That's your, like, Nike is just do it. Yours is
do it tomorrow.
Do it tomorrow.
Do it tomorrow. Fucking just do
Get
it.
on that tomorrow.
Because we always come up with excuses though in our mind. We're just built to take it easy. Our body is in constant need to relax and recover.
The mind will always tell you, no, danger.
Yeah.
Step back.
Yeah.
Do you know what? You're grand.
But even there's this thing in us where we want to conserve energy all the time, just in case somebody pops out, runs at us, so we can have that energy to run out. So we're always prone to just relax, put the feet up, take it easy.
And the fucking weird thing is, man, the more energy you expend, the more energy you get.
Should go for a training session.
Yeah.
Talk to me afterwards. Yeah. You're lifting. The endorphins are rushing through the body.
Like, it's incredible. This is a great winter podcast. Hot or cold?
Was that sarcasm there, was it?
I don't know. Hot.
I tried. I swear to God, I went down to the fucking Google.
You made an effort.
I did, to be fair. How do you mean hot or cold?
Which do you prefer?
Well, I was listening to a documentary there with bits of it. It was, what's his name, Hof?
Wim Hof.
Yeah, Wim Hof. He was dipping himself into some cold river or something. He did that after when his wife died. Did she die of cancer or something?
She didn't. She committed suicide.
That'll do it, so.
Yeah.
Was it oh, that's right, actually, yeah. And she had some sort of issue, mentally, obviously. But he said, this has the power to, is it to help with depression and stuff like that?
He's
so
right, yeah.
So technically it could have helped her if she knew.
Well,
I don't know what her issue was. I'm going to pick this.
Well, I'll tell you now, it's interesting you should bring it up, right? And I have talked about this in the podcast from time to time. But I'm in an unbelievable flow of cold and hot shock at the moment.
Yeah.
Particularly cold. Every single day I get into a freezing cold shower for between 3 minimum to 8 maximum minutes. And it has completely changed my depression levels. Because this time of year, you get...
Some people get that stuff for a sad, don't they?
Yeah, seasonal affective disorder. I'm not saying I get that now, but I down through the years, anxiety in particular.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of it around there.
What are your symptoms?
But there's chemistry behind this, there's science behind this. It's like... There's this guy, he's got a brilliant podcast, Andrew Huberman's his name. I might send you on the link.
Is he a comedian?
He's not, no. He's a biologist in he's like a fucking PhD biologist in Harvard.
I was way off.
And but he's like pretty much fucking full-time podcaster now, you know. But he talks about there's science behind this. If you submerge yourself in water, be it cold water or these ice baths, and I think the ice baths are probably better, but the cold water is from the shower is very, very, very good as well. For a period of, I think it's up to 2 or 3 minutes a day, 11 minutes maximum a week anyway. The dopamine that is released, right, is +2 what you'd normally release after, we'll say, an exercise, right?
Okay.
And it is long lasting.
Yeah.
Like lasts 4, 5, 6 hours into the
Yeah.
day. Categorically, that is true.
Yeah.
Because I have been doing them, and I'm telling you something for nothing. They're really hard now. Like cold shower, I'm talking about proper freezing down your back.
Would you ever try that facility in town where you go into that plunge pool? It's just I went into it, and it's actually so cold, and I've been to ice baths and all this. This is another level. It's so cold, it's painful.
Yeah.
It's actually painful.
Yeah.
Have you done it?
I've
would
never
you do
done it.
I should do it with you.
I would do it with you. I would do it with you.
Why don't we do it?
Yeah.
So set a date.
And is there sauna in there as well?
There's a sauna. There is a jacuzzi.
I don't like jacuzzis. I'd be interested in the hot and cold.
Hot and cold, yeah.
That's what I'd be interested in. And I'll tell you,
I'll do it with you.
I'll do it with you as well. And I'm not saying I'll be great at it now. Like, I can do the cold shower, but I'm a bitch in it. Like, I'm like
terrible.
I'm like, they say one of the things to do is when you're in there is to sing, because it takes your mind off it. But
You should start
so
singing.
you've been there like, oh, I'm hilarious. Oh, la, la, la. But I will say this, after the 3-minute mark, it's easier to do it. It's always hard, but it's easier to do it after you've been in a sauna for 30 minutes, right? And you come out. It's still really, really hard. But after the 3-minute mark, it gets a little bit easier, but it's still really hard. But the cold plunge, I'd say, is absolutely
We should do a live podcast while in the kind of cold plunge.
inside in a fairy fort.
Inside the fairy fort while getting there.
So, hot or cold?
What would I prefer? I prefer cold when I'm travelling rather than hot. Although I like the jungles. Either one.
Okay, not definitive. All right, okay.
Well, yeah, it's very
This
hard
is
to
the worst
say.
winter podcast of all time. Okay, last question, all right? And we're going to wrap it up here.
Yeah.
Winter food. What's your favourite winter food?
God, I just love vegetables.
A couple of parsnips, is it?
Parsnips, vegetables, fruit, like, you know. I do, I indulge over Christmas, right, like.
Like, what did you indulge in this
Do you know,
year?
but everybody eats all the fucking tin biscuits. Like.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody eats those. And
Not everybody, man. Tell me more about these tin biscuits
well,
that you're
I get the
eating.
USA tin biscuits.
Assorted.
I've had yeah. Which ones are your favourites?
Yeah, I
Do
don't
you know what?
mean-
Custard cream tastes better in those tins than what to do in fucking those.
I love a custard cream. But I
generic
tell you
packages.
now, you were making generalizations there about everyone gets the USA tin biscuits. I had none this year. None.
Didn't buy any.
But in fact, I don't. I've
Probably
rarely
not-
had them.
Just not loved, I suppose.
Just not in our family.
Not respected.
Just not in our family. But I do like a custard cream.
The custard creams, I love it, yeah. Yeah.
Potatoes. I'd eat my fucking body weight in potatoes.
Yeah. No, I mean, if I had a pack of potatoes a month, that'd be a lot. I wouldn't should be too kind. I like eating a penguin bar and then a crisp. No, that's lovely. You just put two of them together. Yeah, fucking lovely.
Mine is soup. I love soup.
Oh, yeah, soup and what you call on a cold day.
Yeah.
Or stew.
Well, I don't eat meat now, but I used to like stew back in the day. Stew, like
Oh,
a
yeah,
nice
you do
casserole
meat.
was nice back in the day, all right.
Yeah.
Noelle made potato soup now. We're nearly out of the potatoes that I grew out the back.
Here we go.
We're
You're on
near-
about me regurgitating.
They're
fucking
nearly
potatoes.
gone. Well, it's winter and it's my favourite food, and I had it again today. Myself and the Harvmeister General.
You just always squeezing your potatoes, don't you?
Well,
There's always a fucking.
listen,
There's
man.
a segue towards your potatoes.
You
that
brought up
that
vegetables.
that you grow outside.
You brought up vegetables. I'm like, all right, okay, you brought up vegetables. You brought up the
Hey.
cold showers. I happen to talk about that a lot as well. You brought it up, not me. I'm just fucking continuing on.
Geez, there was questions that were very. You led me into those answers.
Oh, did I?
Hot or
January,
cold?
discuss.
Hot or cold?
What does winter mean to you? What's this podcast about, Con? We're going to do a podcast on winter, mind guy. So come in now with a little bit of, knowledge on it. No problem at all, Con. You can count on me.
I was going to say, look at the text, but we last time we did that, I failed.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
you know.
You've been proven to be a liar on this podcast.
Well,
you
it's a
know?
very harsh word. Though, isn't it?
Well, I suppose the truth
I might
sometimes
kind of
is very harsh.
sometimes kind of finagle the truth slightly, or tickle its
Tickle its testicles. Tickle the testicles of truth. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're enjoying this podcast, I don't know what's wrong with you, but you are, so you may as well tell people about it. Please like, share and subscribe. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Or if you want more content, sign up to my Patreon. I've got a Patreon. If you just want to support me by just listening, continuing, just keep doing that. But please tell your fucking neighbours, your friends, their friends. Go online, shout it from the rooftops, because there's not enough people. There's 7 billion people in the world, and there's definitely not 7 billion people listening to this. And I want to get it. I want to get 1 billion people listening to it.
Get 1 billion.
You know what I mean? I'd be happy with 1 billion.
Who holds the record for podcasts? Is it Ricky Gervais still?
I'd say Rogan. Rogan's is
shit,
definitely
yeah.
Rogan's
Yeah,
is
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
the top. Yeah. But anyway, listen, I'll take half of his figures and I'd be happy.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, good night and God bless, and I'll see you on the other side. Oh, and remember, stay in by the wall.
Good luck.
Good night.